Cheers.
Yes.
Wow, this feels long overdue, by the way.
Yes.
So, Chef Shorne.
Yes, Dionne.
No, I just want to say, how proud I am of you for so many reasons, I mean, one, we have our St. Lucian connection,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But more importantly, so this small island boy had the nerve to almost beat Bobby Flay.
Oh, yes.
So you need to take us through that, thoughts, feelings, body sensations, like we're all here for it.
Wow. Yeah, that was that moment in my life and my career was like kind of a milestone in terms of what my direction of where I want to be in terms of the culinary industry. And looking at Bobby from before in previous episodes,
Yeah.
he's kind of connected to the Caribbean community, especially back in the day when was it Hot Wings, Super Wings.
Okay.
He went against her, and I said I could do that. Then
Wow.
my turn. It was 10 years later. I got my turn.
Amazing.
But for me, that was a great experience. Actually, he and I went to the same culinary school, and
Okay.
in the culinary school, they had this picture on the wall, and I always looked at it like, I want to be like Bobby. This is the footstep that he took to get where he needed to. So I was following the same process.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
10 years later, I get to face him on national TV, and I brought something that was dear to me. Was my grandmother's recipe, which was what was that? So long ago, it was a pumpkin curry. It was a derived from a soup, but I just put my own twist to it to make it more refined. And from just being on the show, the producers, the host, everything was great. So I didn't, for the first time on TV, I didn't get no butterflies or anything like that. I was just in the zone to see, what, this is my chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Bobby down.
Wow. So you're just like game face on, like pumping yourself up.
Yes.
And wow, that's impressive. It just also speaks to, there's a blueprint. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. You're like, okay, these are the steps that Bobby Flay took.
Right.
Why not just do the same thing?
True.
And then when you speak it and you believe it and you see it, it can happen.
Yeah. I mean, like taking this journey with being a chef was like just looking at it like taking a chance at life.
Yeah.
Like you just take that leap of faith.
I actually had a chance to go and enjoy an episode.
Oh.
So there's a reason you're near and dear to my heart, but I'm also a foodie. I'm a big time foodie. And so is my son.
Okay.
So we actually got a chance to go and take in an episode, I guess it's about a little over a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And actually got to meet Bobby Flay.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
And we even got a signed cookbook of his too. Like it was pretty special to my son, which was pretty awesome.
That's on the list.
Yeah. The book is coming?
Yes.
Okay. So stay tuned, everybody. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you. So that's awesome. Yeah. So I'm a fan.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we are. We're at Savvy, if you couldn't guess.
Right.
So what's the connection here? So I know I always let my guests choose the place that gives them life. So why this location?
Just for one of your questions from before, life. Savvy, we know each other for years now. Actually, we went to college together. And when I first did my first curbside pickup in quarantine, I reached out to Savvy because the numbers were kind of overwhelming. I said I need a central location, and I called Savvy last minute, and they're like, "We got you, Shorne. Do it here." And it worked out, and Savvy did it for me. Savvy gave me my first step into curbside pickup to share with the community.
Yeah.
And locally in Brooklyn, and it's like central location, Nostrand. Everybody knows Nostrand.
Everybody knows Nostrand. You can't get lost. Wow. And it's so funny because we were kind of trying to decide on our location. Funny enough, last minute, I think it was 10 o'clock at night. You called Savvy, and here we are.
Yes.
So you know who your friends are, right? At the end of the day, they show up. So that's really cool.
For sure.
Definitely come back for the food.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Support local. Yeah.
They saved me, and here I am again.
Yeah. So this is a nice ode.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Again, let's drink to that. Woo. So again, this feels really good sitting here with you.
Thank you.
Do you remember how we met?
Oh, wow. This is like my...
This is a test, by the way. Just kidding.
I know. We had mutual friends.
Yeah.
And it's just me finding myself in New York, my purpose in New York.
Yeah. So I met you at one of my cousin Olaf's epic house parties in Bed-Stuy before Bed-Stuy was Bed-Stuy.
Yes.
And my cousin, he also, he lives and breathes food.
Yes.
He thrives in the kitchen, so it's no surprise you guys were friends.
Yes.
I'm going to be completely honest. When I met you at the party, I had a little crush on you.
Oh, okay.
I said, who is this sweet, very soft-spoken St. Lucian? I'm married now, but at the time, I was like, yeah, there was something about you, very humble, very soft-spoken. You seemed like a man of integrity. I said, if I knew you cooked, I would have got those digits. You know what I mean? But here we are. Life happens.
Yes.
But I want to rewind.
Right.
And just to kind of take us back to your first. What was your first taste of the kitchen?
First taste in the kitchen. I would say in St. Lucia, my grandmother, and she owned her own restaurant, and she was basically at the time she was probably retired, but the kitchen was still there to her. And I was the only grandson she had at the time, so I had a lot of female cousins, and she just helped me, and she raised me with food. I was built around food. And when somebody give up their life and they retire, but yet they still home that in the kitchen. So I was part of that process. So she was like my personal chef at the time.
Wow. Life is good. Life is good.
Yes.
Nice. It reminds me when I would have my son, on the stool. You're like on the little stool and helping grandma, peel the whatever it is, the tomatoes, and just getting your hands in. That's how it starts.
Yeah, I think there's a point when you're growing up. There's a point where there's different lessons in life, and my lessons in life came to a part where you had to learn to cook. Yeah, and that's what my gift my grandmother gave me.
Oh, and that's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I honor that.
However, when you decided to migrate to the U.S., you took a whole other career path.
Yeah. Well, it was just based on my family background. Majority of my cousins and uncles went into finance, and they drill that in you. Right. To go to business school and all that stuff. We went to Oxford in London, and I wanted to follow that path. Yeah. But then not everybody has the same path. Yes. The same lessons, but different paths.
Right. We all have our own journey, right?
Yes.
But 2008 hits, lo and behold, you are thrown out to the unknown and you rediscover your purpose.
Yeah. For me, that was a moment where, as you mentioned, Bed-Stuy was Bed-Stuy. I don't know if you remember that restaurant, since we're going back to a connection.
Let's see.
Tambourine on Myrtle with Chef Yvette.
Wow, that's nuts. And I lived right near Myrtle for a long time. I don't recall.
It was a first Spanish and Caribbean restaurant.
Okay.
It was in Myrtle, right where Soca is.
Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised I don't know it.
Yeah. She was the first person I saw, and I said, yes, I want this for myself. And I had no clue how to make a menu or what step to take. And I decided to go to culinary school to get that education and desire. And that's when 2008 happened. Yeah. The faith didn't hold in culinary school. I'm happy I made that decision.
Yeah, it seems so. You look like you're in your element. I mean, your smile just says so much. And you've carved out a very distinct niche for yourself. So can you just describe your genre of cooking?
Based on my genre or my concept of cooking, based on I was training French culinary. It was a French school I went to. There was a lot of competition in the class, and you just you just know your grandmother's cooking and your West Indian background, and you hear all refined sauces, and everybody was just focused on the Italian and the French. And in my mind, I just wanted to take the knowledge and just convert it, take that energy and convert it to my own energy out for the world. And it was this is why I actually went to Montreal, and I met with a group of chefs, and we were talking about the direction we want to take Caribbean cuisine and take it to the next level. And I kept saying the old way, and I said, you know what? Why not call this new concept I have New Age Caribbean? It's still Caribbean, but it's just a new age with my whole conceptual view on it.
Right.
Approach.
You kind of carrying the mantle, you know? Yes. And he has that trademark, by the way, so don't even try to encroach. Just putting that out there. He's the guy. I'm just going to warn all self-proclaimed foodies, anyone, if you're hungry while you're scrolling on Instagram, if you land on a Chef Shorne post, your mouth will be watering. I'm just putting it out there. He hears from me all the time, like, what are you doing to me? I mean, I'm all about like plating, you know, presentation, color. You have those refinements. Like I love when they use edible flowers and all of that, you know, because that's also one of my favorite cities is Paris, you know, French food, you know? So you being able to bring all of that together, it's good stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm pleased and I thank God for putting that idea in my life, that crossroad I had to just go for that dream. And it's a blessing.
Yeah.
So I pray every morning for that, for the strength and just giving me good ideas. It's not only me. It's come from above. And
it's not even just about you at the end of the day. Because if that's our ultimate assignment, you are serving, right? So you want to bring out your very essence in your cooking.
Yes, that's very true.
Wow.
That sums it up. That's what it is.
Yeah. Chef Shorne, you know, you've cooked alongside some of the best in the world.
Yes.
From Chef Jean-Georges, ABC Kitchen. Yes. You've appeared, recurring appearances on Food Network, NBC. Right. You've appeared in some of the top publications from Forbes to, you know, our local, community papers. I mean, Chef Shorne, we're so proud of you, you know, and, I mean, you've even been invited. I mean, you have critical acclaim worldwide now. You were a guest chef at Mimo in London. Yes. I mean, I could keep going, honestly.
Oh, man. I mean,
but I was going to say though, unless you have something you'd like to add.
No, it's just humbling to me. Like, you know, I'm able to get this opportunity, and it's not like I'm going with the intention, okay, I'm great, I'm going to do this. It's like I'm cooking for the first time.
Yeah. Every time.
That's how I approach it.
Every time. Wow. Yeah. That's when you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yes. If you're still excited every time you get in front of some ingredients, you know, and a plate and a pot and a stove, right? So, Chef Shorne, you know, with all that said, what gives you life?
Wow, what gives me life? My life is evoking feelings to people because, especially with COVID, with this situation right now, I kind of open myself up to the community and to share my passion. And that gives me a lot of life to say, you know what, if I cook something, it may change somebody's feeling. They might be down. I've been there where you cook something and somebody may have a different struggle in their life and they get a good plate of food, changing their whole perception for the rest of the day. And from the community, from seeing what I've been doing, people have been messaging me like, this is such a good distraction. Just seeing you cooking on Instagram, just the way that you approach ingredients or giving me good ideas for things I've done before. So I treasure what I'm doing, but yes, I'm ushering it to the community, and I'm thankful for that.
Beautiful. You were saying something earlier. It's funny. It could literally be an aroma.
Yes.
That conjures a memory maybe of childhood or just that comfort food that might remind you of when you were able to, you know, gather with family, like how powerful food can be.
Yes, it is.
Whether it's a mood changer or a memory maker or.
It's crazy where I remember just a mood changer. I was cooking just when I was preparing for beef barbecue. I was preparing some dishes, and I asked my neighbor, "Hey, why don't you come try this? I made this." And this guy, just like this, a good setting, I gave him wine, he ate. He's like, Shorne, I was so pissed.
Oh.
And I was going to a meeting, and you just called me this plate of food. So this is going to have a different outcome in this meeting.
Absolutely. Because you said something earlier. Your energy goes into that food.
Yes.
Like there's energy transfer.
Yes.
So you were putting all this love and passion, and I guess you were in this peaceful, jovial place when you're cooking, and that's now passed on to him. As he goes into this meeting. Did he tell you how the meeting went? Did he knock it out? Did he get the deal?
Most likely. I mean, he said that he was so pissed and it just changed his whole mood. And I'm like, wow.
And that's all it takes, right?
Yes.
Nice. And the perfect pairing, of course.
Yes, of course.
Cheers to that. So, I mean, I know you've been doing a lot online. You even reinvented yourself. When you say giving yourself to the community, you created this whole like pop-up, curbside, gourmet initiative. I'd love for you to just kind of share, because that was so cool.
Well, being in quarantine and, you're living in New York and you just all of a sudden just at a halt of what you're accustomed to doing. And I just say, you know what, I'm not going to let life pass me by and then stop me from what I usually do at home, out in the world. So I said, let me do it at home. It started for cocktail, food, and then it just snowballed where, you know what, let me just show people how I love to eat and just share with everybody. And it's funny, I've saved so many relationships in this COVID.
I believe it. It's been an interesting time, right?
Yes, where I had some friends tell me, well, my boyfriend watches your page and he's on different ice. He's roasting oranges so that we could have cocktails.
Oh! Up in their game. I love it. You're getting the gentleman out there in the kitchen. Wow. Yes. Mixology. Doing mixology now.
Yes.
Wow.
Like, this is touching to me.
Yes.
It's a funny story. I only shared with 3 people.
And now the world.
My whole curbside pickup. Literally, I was the one doing everything, and the numbers were a high number to feed people, and I personally did everything myself. And there's times I was burnt out. It's like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is too much. But there's one, just the whole satisfaction of everybody was pleased with the food and the commenting. There's one time I had a dream, and Buju Banton came in my dream.
Oh.
And basically told me, like we were in an event, and he was passing by, I acknowledge him by, bowing, courtesy, touching my chest,
Right.
He's like, no. I watch you, and I need to do this to you because you have some good energy, good vibes. I know it's hard, but keep doing what you're doing. Keep it up. You're pure. And he's talking to me in this rough, Buju Banton.
Right.
And he's beating my chest while he's talking to me. Like,
yes.
And
Gargamel.
Yes.
Telling you pure.
Yes. Go for it. Just keep doing it. And I shared with my mom, and she's like, wow, that's different. She said maybe it wasn't really Buju, it was probably your grandmother speaking to you in the form of Buju.
Yeah.
And a couple of months later, Buju dropped his new album. Bless was one of them. And that's how I feel in this high unknown. I still feel blessed to connect and still thrive where, you know what, my food still speaks.
Well said, Chef Shorne. I didn't come for the food. I will say I did walk 1.5 miles for that signature. Was it a mojito?
Yeah, lemonade mojito.
Oh, but it was worth every step. I was counting my 10,000 steps, and it was worth it. It was really nice what you had created there. Yeah, I just wanted to at least be in the ambiance and see what it's all about, support you in some form or fashion, you know? And it was really great to see. Yeah.
Thank you.
So again, just continued success. But what's next? What's next for Chef Shorne?
What's next? I mean, I look at it from a point where, there's a time when a caterpillar turns to a butterfly. I think I'm that moment. And I think
you've been cocooning long enough, right? In this stay-at-home order. Yeah. It's time.
Yes. So I think it's time for me to pursue this dream of having my own place. I don't know wherever God puts it, whatever situation, what contact He puts there. I can't do it alone, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for every step of it to build it, to make it perfect.
Awesome. Well, you have the right backing. Like, once you've got God as your backer, you're good to go.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yes.
Maybe not on your time,
well,
but on His time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. And where can the people find you?
Pretty much I'm more done on Instagram. So I spell my name differently. It's Shorne, and I lately found it means to create.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know was it a mistake? Was it done for me?
Is there any mistakes, really? Yeah, that's divine.
Yes,
like,
yes. So it's
wow.
all connected and appreciate it. That's my journey.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, if you had to actually describe your journey in one word, what would that be?
Love.
It all comes down to love, right? At the end of the day. Wow. I would hug you right now, but we are in a socially distancing,
There's good wine.
But we've got good wine. Let's just clink our glasses out.
Yes.
This was beautiful. I really enjoyed this.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the best to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dionne.
Really good. I know this is only the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
2020 was supposed to be. It's so ironic. I waited 10 years to get where I at, and I said 2020 would be my year. And then this happened, but it didn't stop me.
I feel it. It's all how you look at it. It was your year.
Yes.
Because you connected with the masses at this point. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
With what you're doing.
Right.
So I see this as a launching pad, honestly, for what you're going to do next.
True.
Because we know, God wastes nothing.
True.
This is all preparation. Like so even in this moment, I believe He was testing, like all of this is a test. If you really think about it,
right.
He's trying to build you to really make sure the foundation is solid when you really think about it, because whatever He has in store for you is pretty big. That's what I feel.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And I could prepare myself. As I said, everything I do is love, and I always tell people when it comes to me, I'm truthful, I'm honest. There's no hidden agenda.
Yes.
And I put everything out there.
Yes.
Just love.
So yeah, I don't know how it could go any other way for you. It can only go one way, as long as you're coming from a place of love.
Yes.
So yeah, good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was it pretty harmless?
No.
And that's a wrap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was great.